About four more minutes before I start my live session, Mr. Loya, CTR1 Grad 90 course. All right, it's just about 2 o'clock. I'm just about to start the session. I'm going to give the class a few more seconds, a few more minutes, possibly, to get signed into the live session. And as of today, I have, let's see, Mr. Manning with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 graded assignments. Mr. Turner, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assignments turned in from Mr. Turner, and then 1, 2 from Mr. Curtis. Let's see. I do have Mr. Manning on live session and Mr. Curtis for live session. Let's see, backtrack a little bit. Looks like so far I have Mr. Curtis, Mr. Larson, Manning, Turner, and Wells. I have yet to see, as of today, any work from Larson or Mr. Wells. Looking forward to seeing if they have posted any assignments for me to grade today. So it is 2:02 officially. I'm going to go ahead and go into the live session, and I'm just going to go over several assignments show students how I am going through and grading the course assignments, how they're identified, and so forth. Um, so I do have one thing to mention about the daily check-ins participation. Guys, make sure that you are doing the ones that are current, specifically the ones that are dated for the 20th to the present. Okay. Anything that says old daily check-ins, not for credit, please don't do those. If for some reason I need to add those to the assignment list, then I certainly will. But at this point in time, I do not want, I, I would not like anyone to do any extra work that is not already assigned. Okay, so make sure that you're only doing assigned um, assigned work. Any assignments that are in the area that say not for credit or old assignments, please don't do those. You will not be getting any credit for it as we push forward. Anyhow, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first assignment. It is hash mark 001 mandatory verify address. This was due um, last week on, what is it, 7/20. This was due then. So if you haven't done this by now, I'm not going to be able to verify your address. If for some reason we need to mail you anything, I know they're mailing out computers, hotspots, and so forth. If we don't get any validation of your address, I don't think they're going to be able to assist you without taking care of that first. Okay, so bear this in mind. If you still have not turned this in, looks like three students have still yet to do this. Very easy assignment. If any case, you want to use maybe a bill, something that was mailed to you, certainly recommend using something like that that has your name and your mailing address. Okay. I wouldn't or I wouldn't take this too lightly. They may push this more aggressively. So please make sure that you are taking care of mandatory assignments and you're taking note of any additional updates that I provide. But as I stated before, and I'm stating again, anything that is mandatory needs to be done already and submitted. So this is one. The next one, #002 mandatory CTS questionnaire. I can't emphasize this any more than I already have. I have submit notes, memos through the stream, specified information about grad 90, mandatory assignments. I mean, it's there. This information right here is crucial. If you turn this in and submit it to your CTS provider, which your CTS provider information was emailed to you into the student Job Corps email. You should have that. I want to say I sent that out between July 18th and the 20th, between that time frame. So everyone should have their CT, they should have information on one. It's going to be a report, says statistic report, and then you'll have your TABE scores, and then down below it should have your CTS provider information, name, telephone number, email, so forth. Then it's also going to have your grad 90 coordinator information, which is going to be either Miss Cheatham or it's going to be Miss Chapa. Bear this in mind. It will also have the CTR work-based learning supervisor email. So once you complete this questionnaire and sign it and everything, fill out all the important information, this does essentially get emailed to your CTS provider, and it is the email should also include the CTR / work-based learning supervisor and your grad 90 coordinator, which in this situation, I do believe that the grad 90 coordinator that you should be sending this to would also include Miss Cheatham. I do not believe we had any material warehouse students, so I do not believe Miss Chapa is going to be involved in this week's panels. Nevertheless, when you send this out, I should also have a copy submitted, which I've noticed there are 2 so far in my inbox that I need to grade. All right, very easy assignment. This is just giving the CTS provider a kind of like a heads up on your plans. This will make it very much easier for you to find a job, to find housing, to find transportation. The CTS people or provider, they're going to be able to find resources in your area to assist you further once you're back home. Now, in the event you need to discuss this with them, you can do this. You can have like a meeting or something with them after you have finished this course. But you do have to finish this assignment prior, so that way they can have a heads up on your plans, where you plan on living, and so forth. Now, this assignment should have gone out yesterday, but it has yet to be completed by everyone. So, like I said, guys, if we don't do these mandatory assignments, we can't push forward in this class. I think it's very important that you understand that each one of these assignments has been scheduled, according to the scheduling for your grad 90 panel, so that way you can get second trade, advanced training, whatever it is that you're looking to get into. If we don't get these small assignments taken care of, then we're not able to jump into the big items. So whatever your career plans are, please note that this has to be done along with the address verification. Once the address is done, the questionnaire is done, then you can obviously have time to finish this presentation. But note that all this stuff should be done by today. If you have not done this, please understand that you may be pushing your career plans back further. We will not know about what you plan on doing in the event that you don't want to get graduated and you want to do second trade or advanced training. You may have to rethink your plans. You'll probably have to get rescheduled into this course again, and that does take some time because there are other people waiting to get into this course, so that way they can either get their graduation date or they can do advanced training or whatever it might be. So please note that to get any of those career paths assigned, you do need to pass through the CTR Grad 90 program, which is very important. This is where you get your assistance. I don't know how else to put it, but this is your notice. This is your update. Please do your best to get all these assignments done and to me by today. If you need to make arrangements, definitely definitely either email me, or we need to possibly exchange telephone numbers and discuss this over the phone. Nevertheless, um, as I stated earlier, the verification of address should be done by today. The CTS questionnaire should be done, submitted. I should have a copy turned in as well. Grad 90 presentation. This should be done. This should be submitted, turned in. Everyone should have this turned in by today. And I hope so. So that way, either whether you want to graduate, whether you want a second trade, whether you want advanced training, whatever it might be, guys, this is once you have these other things done, then we can work towards your career plans and get those recorded correctly. This is the bread and butter right here, the Grad 90 presentation. We don't get this done along with the other two items, we're shooting ourselves in the foot. All right. So if you haven't done this distance learning agreement, I need that done as well. Looks like I already have two. Still three assigned. Let's see. If you do need some tips or information about the Google Classroom or G Suite, I have provided helpful tips. Let's see. If you would like more information about the CTS Magic Guide, certainly read through this. I have also done a live session specifically going over the Magic Guide and its certain important areas that I specifically know a little bit more about than most, but nevertheless, I would certainly read through it, certainly ask questions that specify any clarification that is needed. Let's see. And for any of those that are considering the advanced training, I'm sorry, but I don't have all the flyers up just yet, but I will get on that. It's one of the biggest things that I like about my position. I get to advise students about advanced training. It's one of the highlights in my career. Enjoy that. Let's see. Let's see where we're at with the student survey. It's like I have one turned in. Information sheet. I got two graded. This is the one that I would really like to have everyone submit, and so far I only have one. If you haven't gone through this assignment just yet, I will say this. This elevator pitch can be utilized in various ways. Whether it's, like a manager, let's say you're at Starbucks and you happen to, bump into a person that owns an HVAC or welding company, and you want to introduce yourself professionally. This is the way to go. You could utilize this even if you were introduce yourself to a potential, I don't know, girlfriend, or professional friend, or whatever it might be in that particular spotlight. You could utilize this information to make your information very convenient, stand out. You can make your information really put you at a pinnacle of your career. This will certainly get you a lot of good, I will say, a lot of good marks in your direction for knowing how to display, how to discuss your information in a proper way. So if you don't mind, knock this assignment out. I would really like to have recorded videos so that way I can help critique what you already know. and not go over stuff that you don't need to practice on. I want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to master certain specific items that are in this course. One, I think it'll benefit you. Let's say if you're continuing with the Job Corps program, you're going advanced training or TCU, you can certainly utilize this for your interview section of those programs. Excuse me. And then also, like I said, if you are interviewing for a job or you're trying to get information from an employee or an employer, certainly you utilize this kind of skill, this kind of tool. Let it aid you whenever you're approaching those type of situations. So it's very important. It's important to me. It should be important for you to understand and learn. I certainly feel very strongly about it because I think it will help most students in any particular situation that they're in. I can go over those items and clarify them in person or one-on-one is what I meant. So I'll leave that one at that. Let's see where we're at with one. Resume. I highly recommend that everyone give this website a chance. The Credle. When I went in there and built my own sample resume, it was very easy. Um, it was well organized. It gave me various options to put in there as well. I believe it has options to add a cover letter. Um, Certainly recommend, guys, that you give this website a shot. It is very easy, very informative. It's a very good tool to use, guys. It doesn't get any simpler than that. Okay, so just follow my instructions. Utilize the ETAR information that I have purposely put here for you. Make sure you're using those articulating words to strengthen your overall resume information. Okay. Not what I want to do. Okay, this is not cooperating, so right. Let's see. Oh, okay. So the next item I was going to go into was preparing for the interviewing 101. Probably need to fix that. Looks like a little typo. Um, so interviewing 101, go ahead and fix that as we go. Um, so I find this very important as well because I've gone over so much information in this section that I think it's worth a shot for everyone, to give it a chance. It does cover various items that are important to you as a up and coming um, career minded tradesman. I feel like with the opportunity that you have in this class, if you do go through this PowerPoint, you will certainly find information that will benefit you. Okay, so I'm going to briefly go through this because I only have about 8 more minutes in my live session. Let's see. Okay, let's see. So I do cover information before, resources, opening moves. These are this is a step-by-step process. You know, like majority of the items that I teach, they are step by step. Why I do it this way is because I'm very thorough, and I think when it comes to interview skills, when it comes to professional development, if you don't put your best foot forward in this area, you're going to struggle and continue to struggle because you don't have the right information. Okay. So following up after the interview tells you when and how, making the final decision as to whether you want to know, whether you want to know if you want to work for this company. Okay. The five types of interviews. Let's see. Questions to ask interviews. I know I discussed a lot of these particular questions, this information in the prior slides, but I do emphasize and continue to emphasize this information throughout the presentation because it's important. It's important to remember. Okay, continued questions. These are great examples that could, in most cases, let's say if you are, let's say if a company is not paying you the salary that you're looking for, some of these questions could kind of dig into the scenario and provide additional benefits that might help you. Let's say if they were let's say they were under your budget of salary that you were requesting, but you wanted like a flexible schedule. You wanted more vacation. There's various questions that you could ask that I've provided in here that you could possibly work with and word them in a way which would gain you access to a question to provide these interviewers, and perhaps you might gain access to more vacation or more benefits in a certain area. But certainly keep this in mind. Certainly have questions about the company, your department, promotion. That's another thing. These are certainly good ways to, these are certainly good questions to ask during an interview, to throw out there and find out important information about promotion. I think everybody would like to promote at some point in time, but we need to know how that's done. So certainly, this could be a potential question that you would ask an employer once it came to that time frame where the interviewer were to ask you, do you have any questions for me, or do you have any questions for the interviewer? In other words, let's see. Certainly, you certainly want to read over the illegal job interview questions. There are topics and examples. I go over general notes on the overall aspect of the interview. Certainly address the most asked interview questions, but the way I display these questions, I address them with specific ways to answer them. So like the question, tell me about yourself. I go over the format, which if you did the 30-second, what is it called? The 30-second elevator pitch, you should be able to answer this very thoroughly. If you can answer this question solid and you're confident about it, chances are you're not going to get these other questions asked asked to you. So this next one, what is your greatest strength? I I would consider in this particular question, possibly have maybe three three to five strengths that you can elaborate on, because they may, employers may want to ask or know what your current strengths are in relation to the position that you're trying to get hired on with. Um, Same thing here. Certainly have at least one ready to discuss that you have information, thorough information to provide. Certainly organize it with, what it is, what it exactly is, how you've been working on it, who you've been working on with it. Let me see what else. Certainly discuss the positive aspects of your skills and abilities. Um, I think it's important to have at least one. But like I said, with the strengths, I would always have at least three backups to discuss if in the event it comes to that area. So bear that in mind. Another additional question that I provided right here about stress and pressure. Let's see about the question, why should we hire you? Specify, uh, certain areas that you want to address. Let me see. But I think for the most part, guys, when you do go through the PowerPoint presentation, you should certainly find items that you want clarification on. Because I've already gone through this particular presentation, but as I stated before, if you don't have the questions to discuss with me, I won't be able to clarify anything with you unless you do go over the PowerPoints as suggested. So when it comes down to, like I said, the assignments, back up just a little bit. All right. So when we come back to the assignments that I need, I've marked them with mandatory, #1, excuse me, #001, #002, #003. They all say mandatory. Before we get the panels scheduled, I'm also, just to let you know, I'm working on my schedule for panels. I will be verifying, guys, if you submitted all these items. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get you uh, squared away with a panel, so that way you can discuss your career plans. So just follow the order that I've provided. If you have any further questions or you need more clarification on these assignments, just reach out to me, whether it's through email or through the personal comments section of one of these assignments. Again, these are in order. These are how I need these assignments completed. I do see a few turned in and that I've graded. Um, but as I stated before, if we don't go in the right order, specifically with the hashtag number 2 and the hashtag number 3 mandatory assignments, we're not going to be able to get to our panels by this week. So bear that in mind. Like I said, I only have a few turned in. Go through this. Turned in one. So, like I said, if you need any clarification on any of these items, today is it. Today is when you need to discuss any type of clarification needed. I'm done with live session for today, so I'm going to push into my office hours. So if you do need any clarification on any of the assignments that I have gone over today, please feel free to message me with any questions that you do have. Again, this is Mr. Loya. I went over the mandatory courses. I went into the last bit covering the section of interviewing 101. Whenever you get a chance, please reach out to me via the office hours. Like I said, I will be here. Please make sure that you utilize your time wisely, that you do ask for clarification, that you make use of the time that we do have. Today is when you need to submit your mandatory. There is no way around it. Mandatory assignments need to get submitted, and I need to make sure that you guys are lined up with a schedule for panel meetings, so that way you can either get a projected graduation date, you can get a second trade, you can possibly ask for a advanced training. What else? Basically, you're going to be discussing whatever your career plans are. I need to make sure that all the mandatory assignments are in line, so that way there is no hiccups with our scheduling. Again, this is Mr. Loya. I went over all the mandatory assignments. I discussed the one no excuse for not turning them in. Please communicate with me if you need to make other arrangements. Again, this is Mr. Loya, live session, 2 o'clock. I will be pushing into the office hours now. Thank you for everyone that has been doing the work, and we'll talk to you soon.